Welcome to our channel once again. Today we are going to be going into the actual estimates from the foundation to DPC level. This is an actual project that we are still on it actually, and I will be carrying you along as the project progress. For the foundation type, we did pad foundation and we had about 22 pad footings, and the project was carried out. The house is on a 100 by 50. Then the actual area of the land is about 14 by 12 meters. So 14 in length, then the width about 12 meters. So that's the actual area of the land, and it's a 5-bedroom duplex. Then the cost of these items and the materials are relative to environment, are specific to this environment, and might not apply everywhere. The cost for this item includes the fencing of one side of the building, because the U part of it has already been fenced, so we just had to separate the land with I think about 29.5 meters long fence. Then also it includes the cost of drilling the borehole, which was about 360,000, including the piping and every other thing. In Port Harcourt, like I said, it will not apply in every other location. Then also the block work and the molding of block. So basically we used 50 bags of cement. We started 50 bags of cement, which cost about 497,500. 20 tons of chippings. This job, let me just put that here. This job started December 2024. So from that time to 2025, where we are shooting this video, there has been a lot of change in the prices of materials. So this cost starts from this job. This particular item of work lasted for a month. So between December to January, that is when this cost, December 2024, January 2025, that is when this cost apply. 20 tons of chippings was 1,200,000. 3 trips of sand for 360,000. Then we got blocks at 350,000 naira. Altogether, this early stage, the foundation, the clearing, and the movement of things around the site, and these items that we listed cost about 1.9 million. Then the digging of the actual trench, the digging of the foundation now, the digging of the total get of foundation, that's the total length, linear length of the foundation, was about 128.76 meters, and that cost us 317,752,000. There's 72 bags of cement. This was for the casting of the footing at 716,420. Then iron benders for the footing, each the pad footings, about 22. There are about 22 about 22 footings on this, and that cost us about 144,000. Then 24 column bases. Then the column, that is the column iron bender together with the column base together, they actually charged us 204,000. 204,000. This stage alone pushed us into millions, making sure that the foundation was strong enough to hold the structure. We cannot overemphasize the importance of foundation, as we all know. So the next part is the actual structure now, the block work after the footing was cast. Then the rods for the columns and the board, the planks, the rods. Let's start with we used 33 pieces of 16 rods, which was about 534,600. Then 25 pieces of 8 rods, which was 125,000. Then 10 pieces of 12 rods, which was around 85,000 naira. Then we bought boards and 2x2s for the bracing and all that for the formwork, what we actually did was we chained the entire building round. Then the longest running beams, also the longest running walls, like the one around the staircases and the ones crossing the building, we actually the ones that run end to end, we actually did the chaining of those parts too. So the iron bender and the labor and the carpenter labor combined for this stage alone was about 140,000 naira, and the iron formwork and everything for this stage now is 1.1 million naira. We had spent 1.9 earlier. This is now 1.1 now. Then the part 4 now, I divided it into parts. We are going to also share an Excel sheet, or like we are going to put an estimate of this, like each item and the cost by the side, so that you see it when we are done. You can also refer to it for your just for reference purposes actually. Then the filling and the compacting. After block laying foundation, we in this part of the land, you rarely use laterite. Laterite is not that is red mud. It's very rare to find. So we use what they call mixed mud, a mixture of a sharp sand and a little mud. That is what they call it around here. And 10 trips of it is about 850,000. So one trip is 85,000 in Port Harcourt. So we used about 10 trips of it. Then 3 trips of sharp sand. That was to start that was for the casting and all that. Then chippings and the transportation of that chippings was about 825,000. Labor and the compacting, after the filling, the compacting, hiring of equipment, the labor and everything. The hiring of the compacting machine was 266,000. Then 65 bags of cement for the casting of the column bases, the column itself, the chaining and everything was about 65 bags of cement. That was about 643,500. The plumber had to come in here to put the piping in the kitchen area and the toilets. We didn't have much plumbing work to do in the other side in this place, because we created like a duct where all the pipes will pass through. So what they just had to do is just put one of the pipes to just come in. No much pipe works basically. So the filling compacting stage took us to over 3.1 million naira, showing how costly it is to have a solid base, obviously. And the annoying part of all this is that all this money is being poured into the ground and not much is showing yet. Like the actual building hasn't started yet. But this is important because that is what determines how long your building is going to last overall. Then the DPC casting, from the meshing, the nylon, the actual concrete work, everything, the actual membrane, the DPC material that we used, the membrane that we used to cover the areas, and then the starter reinforcement for the staircases, amongst other things. The boarding by carpenter, they charged us 65,000 naira. The nylon cost us about 125,000 to cover everywhere. Then we used about 90 bags of cement for the casting, which is about 160. About 90. Okay, the actual casting, the labor cost us about 160,200 naira. They charged per bag. Then meshing and the labor for the casting, about 45,000 naira. Then the miscellaneous, the fuel, nails, snacks for workers and all that, about 31,000 naira. Casting of this DPC kind of wrapped up the foundation, everything about the foundation. So the total for this phase alone was about 8.5 million naira that we used to bring it from the ground to this DPC level. And this cost applies basically for this project, and it may not be accurate if you want to apply it to another, even within the same environment, may not apply directly. So like I said earlier, there's a video that we had done earlier to inform you on how to compare these prices, and with this I hope it helps you to plan your own project And if you're planning based on this course, I would advise that you put a margin of say 15 to 20% above this budget, so that you can cover up for other excesses and logistics around your own site. I hope this helps you in your own project. Thank you very much. See you next time. If you like this and you would want to see more contents like this, you should kindly like, comment, whatever you'd want us to discuss next. And if there's your thoughts on this, you can also write it on the comment section. We'll go through it and reply when necessary. And also don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.